I
It
know
ain't no
you
Gen
all
Z
have
thing.
seen this. This is a good one. This thing where people, it's really mostly Gen Z that does it, or anybody that's just rage baiting that's not Gen Z. And this is no shade to you, Justin, but they have normal experiences, get on the internet and act like it's a crisis. Like girls are getting broken up with and acting like they're traumatized. We didn't have room to do shit like that. Or I don't know if you guys saw this.
We
There
didn't
was
have
this
an audience. We didn't have an
audience
audience.
to cater to or nothing to gain from
Yeah.
that. Like there was this I'm gonna try to make it short and one of y'all and anybody could jump in. There was this little drama that was going on in that maybe a year or so ago. She was 18 and the guy was like 23. They was at a content creator thing, kicking it. They was flirting with each other. Both admitted they liked each other. And he like was on a couch with her and like had his arm around her and was touching her. She goes on the internet and says she was like sexually assaulted. Going after things get deeper, he didn't do it. It's not like she stopped him and he kept going. He liked her. She liked him. He tried to touch her. She probably maybe didn't like it and said she was assaulted.
I heard about that. I think
You
Abram
know what I'm
Preach did a
talking
video
about?
about that. Didn't Abram Preach?
Who-
They did a video about that.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
remember that. That was insane. I was like,
Yeah.
girl, get a clue. Okay, go
Yeah.
go get you a dog and die alone. That's how I
Yeah.
really feel about that. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I've heard about those stories. Like, everything is somehow trauma now, right? Your parents didn't get you the gifts you wanted for Christmas. Oh my God, I'm traumatized. Everything
Yeah.
is trauma, but it's because they've grown up in a society where that type of behavior gets promoted. That type of behavior gets the cookie, the views. So it just the bar keeps getting lower and lower all the way to hell for content, because they're constantly being reinforced this idea that everything is trauma. And even if they have like the mildest feeling about something, because they're online seeing other people that are stupid, other people that are reaffirming, oh, that's trauma, oh my God, this is trauma, and then it's just like an echo chamber, and it completely degrades their understanding of reality. That is a symptom of the chronically online. It's a symptom of the internet. So that does play a factor in whether or not the internet is a net positive or a net negative.
Yeah, because to me it just signals that people can't just have normal real life interactions growing up as a young adult or a teenager or whatever. Like if a guy thinks you like him and he touches you, he's not assaulting you necessarily. Like that's kind of a progression of things of people that like each other. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, you just have to be able to express it, and he should be able to understand that. That's what we need to teach. But you don't teach that if you didn't want him to touch you just because he did, because he thought he could, that he assaulted you. You know what I'm saying?
And I think to kind of add on to this is that these younger generations are growing up with seeing perfect all the time. Like everything is always perfect. Everyone's always happy. Like that's what they see as like the ideal, always being happy. So when the minor inconveniences come into their life, they don't recognize that as regular human experience, because they've been so brainwashed into thinking that this aesthetic life, this, curated life is somehow what everyone's doing, even though, if we're being honest, those content creators that do the aesthetic life or the curated life, they don't actually live like that. They put that shit on for the camera, and then they be living like the rest of us once they turn that camera off. But the younger generation, they don't understand that. They don't understand that nuance. So when they see it and they think my life is supposed to be this way, and then they have the minor inconvenience or something slightly makes them uncomfortable, now it's just like, oh, this is completely wrong. This completely goes against how I'm supposed to feel, because I'm supposed to feel happy, perfect all the time. So it skewed their perception of reality. It skewed their perception of happiness. And honestly, like the only thing that can really fix this is if they unplug and go out into the real world.
You had a thought and then you had a change in thought in the middle of it.
Yeah, and then I lost my thought because I saw a comment. It was a good comment. Okay, all right, here it is. It was that
You can tell us afterwards if you
yeah, I did have a point that I can say. And it was along the lines of everybody wants to feel special. A lot of times people or they want attention. And in some capacity they want attention. What people do, they study and they say, okay, how do people get attention? When we were younger, I grew up with Allen Iverson, the Detroit Pistons 03-04. For me, attention was becoming a basketball player. That was like, oh, you be a star, you be like Lil Bow Wow of like Mike. And that's what came with it. As I got older, I started to realize what attention really meant, and it really didn't mean anything if you couldn't capitalize and turn it into money. Well, a lot of these young cats are seeing that anybody can get attention with a phone and either some outlandish stuff or a sob story. And that's where I'm starting to see it is just people are just selling their souls for attention and clout. Actually, that's the word. They actually made a word for it. They selling their souls for clout. I didn't know how it came back to the topic of the internet, and that's why I kind of lost it there. But
it was on what we talked about earlier. Like, there's an incentive for like extreme behavior, and it makes me even wonder, like, if these people truly believe it, or if they know that it'll get them attention if they do it, even if they don't truly believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I see so many cases where would I feel differently if I grew up like a lot of the younger Gen Z? Would I feel differently? Like, I don't know if y'all know the streamer Destiny. He's in this situation of being Sandra, you know, I'm sure. So he's in a situation of being accused of doing inappropriate things, sending pictures that he shouldn't have. Regardless of how you feel about if he should send pictures, he's being accused of things he didn't do. You cannot agree with him, but why are you adding this extra weight to the situation that doesn't have to exist? It's like, all right, you shouldn't have sent the pictures, cool, but he's being accused of being a rapist. And it's like, how did we get from sending pictures you shouldn't have sent to graping somebody? What is this culture that you just gotta make everything not what it is when you could just stand on what it is?
It's crazy you say that, because I had a conversation with Justin when you remember you came up on my live stream. We talked about pirate software.
Yeah.
I said,
I know the pirate software situation.
I said the exact same
Stop Killing Games.
Yeah, all of this stuff. I said the exact same thing. I said, it's one thing if we just say, okay, he said some dumb stuff, whatever happened. But then it just started being allegations where it's just like,
it was like they trying to get his whole career tanked, right?
Yeah. And then it's like I asked the question even then. I said, what is the ultimate goal that people want? Is this are we
destruction?
But are we to the point? You guys tell me if I'm crazy or not. Do people genuinely get off? Not everybody, but is there a subset of people nowadays getting off on people taking themselves out?
See, so what that really is
literally, because you have to
I feel like they don't think that's gonna happen, but they don't realize it can. But I do think people like to see people suffer, and they want to see people like ended.
And do you think they care once it happens? Do you think they're like, oh, I feel so bad I caused it?
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that is where
they're gonna move on.
Yeah. I think it's such a cynical world now where people know they always know, especially in today's world, that is a possibility anybody could do that at any point in time. And you consistently see people pile on to people trying to, and it's not even, oh, get off the internet. It's not, oh, we want you to lose your job. They start sending people to your house. They start swatting. It's like,
these are the people, again, who don't live in the real world. These are the people who live online. So when they have their world shattered, like that illusion that they built, that my world is like this, and I believe it's like this because I watched this video, and I watched this video, and I watched that video, I read that comment, and I saw that tweet. Once that world starts to shatter, then they want to destroy whoever is shattering that world, because they don't live in the real world to understand that people can disagree with you. We can have differences of opinion. You know what I mean? That's where that comes from.
So I agree with what you just said, Justin, but I also think there's a layer of it where they don't realize that it's real world, right? They see it as, it's almost like they have a disconnect between what's fake and what's real. So they have it online. Oh, this person is going through these different things. Like, for instance, with the Ethan Klein situation. I don't know if you guys know about that, where they're calling CPS on Ethan Klein, and that's affecting him in his real life world. And they just think that it's a game. They think that it's a game to see somebody almost get their kids taken away from them for some BS. It's just like the Dean situation, like we were talking about before the stream, Logics. It's just that idea that it's not real world. They don't have an attachment to it. They see all of this as like playing The Sims. So when they're attacking people and trying to ruin their lives, they don't understand that they're ruining someone's real life, because they just view it as, oh, this is just some online it's just something that they can laugh at. It's not that big of a deal, because they're not used to actually seeing people out in the wild and being one with their community. So they don't have that connection that, the rest of us who have touched grass would have. So they just see it as a game.
I was gonna say, that's a fact. Because, like, in my personal opinion, like, the people I probably dislike on the internet, like Myron or something, I don't want him to, like, be offed or not ever be able to make money. I just think he violates YouTube's guidelines, and well, he got demonetized, so that was good enough. But he asked for that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? He engaged in behavior that warranted that result. So, but beyond that, I'll never have a reason to call anybody to come to his house, or you know what I'm saying? If I saw him in the street, that I gotta walk up to him and try to fight him or curse at. It's just like, bro, these people are real life. I like the internet for, especially YouTube, is a lot of entertainment on here, and that's all I take it as. I think that they do think that, again, like what I said with Destiny, Sandra, you might know a little bit about this. It's like, this is a real life situation that maybe stemmed from the internet, where these are content creators and you might like them. And then, like, I think one of y'all said, you have this image of what it is and who they are, Justin, and then it gets broken down because you thought one thing and then it gets broken. And now you're like, how can this happen? I have to take action to fix how I feel. And it's like, bro, guys send nudes all the time to other people. Like, I don't know if y'all know that, but this is not that far of a stretch. Like, guys send nudes to other people sometimes. Not saying it's okay, but
I don't know about
happens.
that one. I've never done that. Like, just send random nudes. You talking about? Or you talking about like just
well,
porn?
I don't know if you know the context of the situation.
Which one you talking about? You talking about
Okay, no, I'm
Destiny,
not
right?
saying like you send your nudes randomly to people. Like he got nudes. He has photos of another girl. He has photos of another girl, and he sent them to somebody else.
Oh no, you don't do that. That's foul. You don't do that.
It is foul, but it's not unheard of. And nor would you try to end somebody's entire life and career for it if they did do it. That's what I'm saying. But you're not gonna be like, call the police. He's a rapist. Like all this crazy stuff. That this is what's happening. That's what I'm saying. Like you could be like, bro, you shouldn't be sending. You know, you don't do that, especially at your age. You're 30-some years old. Don't send news that you ain't supposed to. But you don't try to end their life over it. That's what's happening to some people. Like you said with Ethan Klein. His kids get sick, and now you're calling CPS. Like, what are we talking about? Kids get sick. That's normal. Why are you calling CPS? Because you don't like his political takes. This is ridiculous. These are the worst outcomes of the internet.